No one laughed when the Navy commander shoved her toward the railing. The water below glittered like glass, then swallowed her scream. The confrontation exploded in full daylight on the pier, barely 5 sentences into the day's routine. Officers froze. Sailors gasped. The commander's voice, sharp with contempt, cut through the salt air as he called her out of place, his words heavier than his hands. She stumbled, boots scraping, and then the sea took her, cold, loud, and unforgiving. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Lieutenant Amara Cole, and as the water closed over her head, her first thought wasn't fear. It was disbelief. So this is how it happens, she thought, salt burning her eyes as sunlight fractured above. She kicked upward, training taking over, lungs tight but steady. She broke the surface coughing, hearing shouts ripple along the pier. Someone threw a rope. Someone else laughed. And the commander, he turned away, already bored. They hauled her out like an inconvenience, dripping, shaking, silent. The crowd murmured, some outraged, some unsure, many afraid to speak. Amara felt the pier vibrate beneath her boots as she stood. The air smelled of fuel and hot metal. Her hands trembled, not from the cold, but from the old familiar weight of being judged before being known. She thought she'd never see him again. She was wrong. The inquiry came fast, but justice moved slow. Whispers followed her through the base. She must have provoked him. She should know her place. At night, Amara replayed the moment. The shove, the laughter, the way the sea didn't care who you were. She questioned herself in the quiet hours. Do I fight this, or do I survive it by staying small? 3 days later, under a sun so bright it bleached the sky, a convoy rolled through the gates. Dust lifted in soft clouds. Conversations died mid-sentence. Marines stepped out in quiet coordination, their movements precise, purposeful. At their center walked a man with silver in his hair, and a posture that commanded space without demanding it. Colonel Marcus Cole had come for his daughter. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The pier felt different when he arrived, charged like the air before a storm. Sailors gathered along the edges, eyes wide. The commander smirked at first, then stiffened as the colonel's gaze found him. Recognition flickered. Doubt followed. Moral tension settled over the crowd. This wasn't about rank anymore. It was about truth. The colonel listened as Amara spoke. Every word cost her something. The pier was silent except for the gulls and the soft slap of waves against steel. When she finished, he placed a hand on her shoulder. Not in pity, but in pride. Then he turned. What you did, the colonel said calmly, wasn't discipline. It was cowardice. The commander scoffed once. That was his mistake. The investigation that followed was swift and undeniable. Witnesses stepped forward. Footage surfaced. The same crowd that had murmured now watched, breath held, as the commander was relieved of duty in the open sun. No shadows, no excuses, just consequences. Tools clinked, boots aligned. Marines filled the pier like a steady tide. Amara stood among them, spine straight, heart pounding. She felt seen, not because of who her father was, but because of who she had always been. Later, as the crowd dispersed and the water returned to its quiet rhythm, Amara walked the pier again, the same spot, the same rail, only this time, the sea looked different, less like a threat, more like a witness. Because justice doesn't shout, it stands firm until the truth has nowhere left to hide. And the water that tried to erase her became the mirror that revealed everything. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below. Your voice matters here. And if you believe stories of courage deserve to be told, subscribe and stay with us. You're always welcome at this fireside.